Hello again, and welcome to part two of Child Mental Health. Again, my name is Deborah from Saffron Safeguarding African Children and Adult Partnership. So, today I would like to continue from the last video where I had started on the topic of child mental health. If you haven't watched the video, please start with that as it gives a good introduction to the topic. I covered what mental health is and the different types or forms of mental ill health and some causes. The first video is like an introduction to this topic and also included categories of children that may be at risk. So, today, I would like to continue on child mental health by starting with recognizing the signs that a child may be struggling with their mental health. Please bear in mind that not all mental health problems have visible signs, and children may not come forward to admit or acknowledge that they may be struggling. And they worry, they may not be seriously taken. For example, if a child were to casually mention that they didn't want to go to school on a particular day, a parent may put that down to an excuse for not wanting to go to school. Where this is very possible because children will try their luck at a day off school. Why not? They could sit in front of the television or, play their favorite games. But that said, guardians and adults around children need to pay particular attention to not only what children say, but how they say it. Now, some children also believe that they may not be understood. Children have to navigate all the different and sometimes very complex feelings and emotions they're experiencing, and it can be very confusing for them to understand, let alone thinking others will be able to understand how they're feeling. So, some children have had negative experiences talking about their feelings with maybe other adults or maybe even friends. And if they were not able to get a resolve, it is unlikely they'd want to share their feelings and may even want to hide what they're doing. Fear of being labeled an attention seeker is another reason some children may be reluctant to express themselves. Another very crucial point is some children may not have the language or ability to communicate how they feel. Going back to the different complex feelings and emotions, age and emotional maturity plays a very vital role here. I talked about children who have experienced abuse and neglect in the first video, as these children have a greater likelihood of developing a range of mental health issue or problems. They are usually reluctant to talk about how they feel, especially if they haven't told anyone about the abuse they're going through. So, what are some of the signs to look out for that a child may need support with their mental health? First of all, to pick up on these signs, and the list is by no means exhaustive, but more common warning signs. That's what I'm trying to point out. Parents need to be observant of subtle changes in a child, and some common signs could include a sudden mood or behavior change. Actually, before I continue, I want to point out that some signs may look like normal child type behavior. For example, a younger child or younger children who lack the vocabulary and language to express themselves may throw tantrums maybe more often than usual, or teenagers keep to themselves more, maybe spending time on their own and not wanting to join in family activities. Now, we know most teens do this anyway, so my point is it could easily mask other issues or struggles they may be going through. And this nicely ties to my first point, which is a sudden mood or behavior change. I think most parents kind of get that feeling that something may not be right with their child. Easy signs like, or I say easy, maybe obvious signs. Maybe a child that was once mild tempered, suddenly becomes more aggressive, challenging, abrupt, rude, disrespectful. Some children suddenly start to lose weight, refusing to eat, even the food that they really enjoy. And some may start eating a lot more and they don't eat food with a nutritional value, and they could start putting on weight, hiding food, eating at night, all these sort of things parents can look out for. Now, another warning sign is sleeping problems. You may start to notice a child is not getting enough sleep, always tired in the morning, reports of maybe sleeping in class. And there's also the opposite of that, where a child is sleeping at every opportunity they get. Again, please remember that these behavior would be something the child has recently started to do. So if your child loves sleeping and has always been that way, do not now read meanings into that, please. For school age children, there may be poor academic performance. A child that was doing really well at school, getting good grades, focused and interested in his or her education, suddenly starts to neglect or maybe lose interest in schoolwork. They stop doing their homework, they don't study for their test, and so on and so on. It is definitely a good idea to explore what may be going on with that child. And another really concerning sign is self harm or self harming. Now, this can be different and very difficult to pick up on because children who self harm tend to hide it. There's a lot involved with self harming, and I will need to spend a little more time, maybe another video, explaining the psychological processes and how people experiencing emotional problems use self harm as a way to release pain. But that's another video. As I said, self harm is difficult to see because the secrecy around it. But if, for example, you notice any of the other warning signs, and maybe a child, usually a teen, dressing inappropriately for an occasion or even the weather, for example, always in long sleeves in hot weather, patches of hair loss, or the presence of sharp objects around that child in their room, just things parents and guardians should be aware of. If you notice any of the signs mentioned, it may be that the child is struggling, but there may also be other explanations. At this point, I ask that parents should keep communication priority in their relationship with that child. Do not try and diagnose them or label them. Stay positive, offer reassurances of love and support, and understand that recognizing the warning signs is the first step in helping the child. The next step, of course, is to respond appropriately. I will stop here for now. I hope you have found this information helpful. Do join me again next time when I talk about how to respond to a child that's struggling with their mental health. So now you know the signs, and you know what to look for. You know what ill mental health is. And so we will then talk about how to respond to a child. So in the meantime, if you suspect that your child may be struggling with mental health and you'd like some more information or want to speak to someone, please reach out to us at Saffron SACAP on 07845922769. Thank you very much. And you can send an email to saffronsacap@gmail.com. You can also visit our website, see some of the other information and services and support we have on offer at www.saffronsacap.org. That's www.saffronsacap.org. Thank you very much. And until next time, take good care and stay safe.